James on the drive, goes inside, stop, shot blocked, gets it back. It's over. It's over. Denver makes history. The Nuggets are going to the NBA Finals for the first time in franchise history.
So it was a Game 7. They stand eye to eye with history, and they did not blink. The Heat are going to the NBA Finals.
Hello there and welcome back to the Net Report. And with the Miami Heat's Game 7 win over the Boston Celtics, the stage is now set for the NBA Finals. We will have the Denver Nuggets versus the Miami Heat in what is perhaps the most unexpected finals matchup we have seen in recent history. Nobody at the start of these playoffs would have predicted these two teams would have been facing off in the finals, especially an 8th seeded Miami Heat team and a widely disrespected number 1 seed in Denver that many seem to overlook heading into these playoffs. But before we get into a deep dive on both those teams and analyze the matchups, hit that like and subscribe button. It helps us out a ton and helps the video do better as a whole. Starting with Denver, we have a team that has finally reached its first NBA Finals, looking to capture their first ever NBA championship. This was a team that has been pretty dominant throughout the whole season, securing the number 1 seed with 53 wins, and they have only built on that throughout the playoffs, defeating the Minnesota Timberwolves in 5, the Phoenix Suns in 6, and the Los Angeles Lakers in 4, only losing 3 games throughout this postseason so far, showing how dominant this team has truly been. Despite all of this, however, many have been overlooking the Denver Nuggets to start the postseason, crowning them as a good regular season team who will fall off in the playoffs due to inexperience. However, they have completely shut that narrative down, being absolutely dominant this playoff run. This team is headed by a 2-time MVP in Nikola Jokic, who has been absolutely sensational these playoffs, averaging a triple-double on absolutely ridiculous efficiency, while being the lead playmaker and scorer on this team. And after that, you have amazing supporting stars in Jamal Murray and Michael Porter Jr., who are finally back fully healthy this season, which has allowed Denver to fully take that next step to becoming a truly elite team. Adding guys over the years like Aaron Gordon, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope to help bolster up their defense, along with underrated signings like Bruce Brown this offseason to help round out their bench, in addition to Jamal Murray and Michael Porter Jr. finally coming back from injury after 2 years, has completely revamped this team and made them a juggernaut on offense while being much improved on defense, resulting in them becoming the best team in the West. You have probably the best 2-man game in Murray and Jokic, which is almost unguardable. That combined with snipers like Michael Porter Jr. and Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, as well as Jokic's insane playmaking to find the open guy no matter what, it's going to be close to impossible to stop this team on offense. The Heat will certainly have their hands full trying to guard this lineup, and it's going to be a tough task to ask from them. Next, you have the Miami Heat, who are just on the most amazing playoff run I have ever seen in my life. Only the second 8th seed in NBA history to make it to the NBA Finals, and probably the most impressive of the two, since the Knicks did it in a lockout season in 1999, the Miami Heat did it in a full 82-game season, and they seem to have much more difficult competition throughout the way. The Miami Heat just continue to defy logic, and that has been their motto these playoffs. This team, who had such a difficult time scoring throughout the regular season, with their offense ranking in the bottom third of the league and being the 4th worst 3-point shooting team, has completely flipped a switch, shooting 39% from 3 this postseason and outscoring teams like the Celtics throughout their run. This team is being led by a possessed Jimmy Butler, who has increased his scoring output from 22.9 points per game in the regular season to 28.5 points per game in the postseason. Next to him, you have Bam Adebayo, who has had some offensive struggles throughout the postseason, but he has also been amazing defensively, completely controlling the paint through the majority of the postseason. Outside of those two, however, it has been all surprises, with the emergence of Caleb Martin, who averaged 19.3 points per game on an insane 60% from the field and 48.9% from 3 in the Celtics series. He was truly amazing, and without him, the Heat do not go on this magical run, and they are not in the NBA Finals. You also have guys like Gabe Vincent and Max Strus, who have been incredible from 3, helping to pick up the scoring load when stars like Jimmy Butler and Bam Adebayo are struggling from the field. You even have guys like Duncan Robinson, who are basically out of the rotation come the middle of the regular season, come in and give valuable minutes, hitting multiple threes to keep Miami in these games. And the crazy part about all 4 of those players I just mentioned is that they all went undrafted. I'm not sure we have ever seen a team make a finals run like this with so many undrafted players as valuable parts of the rotation. You even have veterans like Kyle Lowry and Kevin Love giving valuable minutes to this Heat team. This all led by a truly elite head coach in Erik Spoelstra, who has been amazing in his game planning from series to series. This Miami Heat team just continues to defy logic and keeps proving everyone wrong as they look to make up for their finals loss in 2020 in the bubble. It would be absolutely insane if the Miami Heat could do the impossible and upset this Nuggets team and be the first 8th seed in NBA history to win the NBA Finals. As for the key points in this matchup, I definitely do not see the Heat being able to slow down Jokic. I imagine Bam will be the primary defender on Jokic most of the time. However, if AD was not able to slow down Jokic in the Lakers series, I don't necessarily see Bam being able to slow him down either, despite both being great defenders. The Miami Heat went to a zone defense against the Celtics, which worked very well for them. However, if anyone is able to pick apart a zone defense, it would probably be Nikola Jokic with his insane playmaking ability. It'll be tough for Miami to neutralize this Nuggets offense. However, I could see them doubling Jokic, maybe forcing the likes of Bruce Brown and Aaron Gordon to beat you. The biggest X factor for the Heat, however, will be if they could limit Jamal Murray. Jamal Murray has been red hot these playoffs, however, he has shown to be slightly inconsistent at times. If the Heat can make it difficult for Murray to get to his spots and play tight defense on him, whether it's through a zone defense or whatnot, and keep him from going off, they have a chance to stay in these games. Like I stated earlier, stopping Jokic is almost impossible. However, being able to at least contain the likes of Jamal Murray and Michael Porter Jr. will be huge for Miami if they truly hope to be competitive in this series. If they are not able to contain the likes of Murray and Porter Jr., it will be very difficult for Miami to win, especially if they end up having to outscore Denver in a shootout. As for the Nuggets, I imagine Aaron Gordon will be Jimmy Butler's primary defender. And Gordon has been great these playoffs defensively, guarding stars like LeBron James and Kevin Durant, and he's definitely been Denver's best defender throughout the whole season. Jokic is probably Denver's weakest link defensively. However, Jokic, despite what many believe, is actually an average defender, and against Bam, who has struggled offensively this postseason, I don't see this as a matchup the Heat will be able to take advantage of. Denver is a much improved defensive squad, and with guys like KCP on the perimeter and Michael Porter Jr., who has improved his defense, I would be more concerned about how Miami is going to stop Denver versus vice versa, how the Nuggets will match up defensively against the Heat. One thing I will give Miami for sure is the coaching advantage. Erik Spoelstra is showing us why he is a top coach in this league, and if anyone can plan around the insane two-man game of Nikola Jokic and Jamal Murray, it is definitely Erik Spoelstra. We saw Spoelstra adjust against the Celtics with that zone defense, and I expect him to be able to at least formulate a plan to try and contain Denver in some sort of way offensively. However, he is also facing easily the best head coach in this playoff run the Heat have had to go up against in Mike Malone of Denver. And Mike Malone is no pushover. He is a great coach as well, who has been able to adjust his game plan in a pinch if things are not going the way they expect. So it's definitely going to be two great head coaches going up against each other. However, I would definitely give the edge to Erik Spoelstra and the Heat just because of his experience, as well as how Spoelstra has been able to consistently have his team ready to compete and win multiple series where they have been the underdogs this postseason. Overall, I think it'll come down to Denver just having too much firepower offensively for the Heat to be able to keep up with. I can't imagine how the Heat are going to be able to stop the three-headed monster that is Jokic, Murray, and Porter Jr. And if Miami is not playing elite defense, I can't imagine them outscoring this insanely talented Denver offense, even with amazing performances from players like Caleb Martin, Jimmy Butler, and the rest of the crew. Unless Jimmy Butler just goes absolutely insane, which we have seen before, especially in the finals, I don't see Miami being able to keep up with Denver's offense. Asking Butler to play at that level for 4 out of 7 games against a very good Denver team just seems like too tall of a task to ask from him. My prediction for this series is Denver in 6. However, Miami has continued to prove myself and everyone wrong. So if anyone can overcome these odds and win the finals for the first time as an 8th seed, it is definitely this Miami Heat team. All in all, this should be a very entertaining finals, and with it being one we truly did not expect going into the NBA playoffs, it feels like a true award for real NBA fans who wanted to see a truly entertaining series. But let us know your thoughts in the comment section below. Who do you think will win this finals matchup and in how many games? And what do you think needs to be done from each team to end up winning this finals matchup? If you enjoyed the video, once again, hit that like and subscribe button for more NBA content. It helps us out a lot and it helps this channel grow. Thank you for joining us and have a great one.